dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla'S. So, Libra, this is your weekly reading. And again, guys, these are general readings, so only take whatever applies. I'm gonna fix my necklace because it keeps on rolling for some reason. Okay. So, let's see. You're needing to set I like taking my shoes off, or my slippers, shoes, whatever. You're needing to you're needing to set some very practical, logical goals for yourself to help you stop going through these roller coasters that you go through mentally. There is this sense of, whether it is your job or your family situation or whatever it is, you suppress certain things and then they come out with a vengeance. And they manifest in the sense of, and I'm not here again, you know, for those of you that know, my history is in the medical field. I am a licensed nurse here in the state. This is not about downplaying any mental illnesses or anything like that. But a lot of the anxiety and a lot of the paranoia and a lot of the mania symptoms that you present have a lot to do. And again, we're talking about the spiritual aspect of things. I'm not saying that there's nothing underlying there. And if there is, definitely, you know, take care of that. I'm not telling you to stop taking your meds. So I need you to listen, not just hear what I'm saying. You need to figure out a logical and practical way to deal or to face whatever you have been suppressing, whatever you've been holding back. Because there is this sense of like everything coming in at once, and it's like feeling very overwhelmed, feeling very out of control. And you almost run away from healing. Now, and again, everybody is different, guys. This is the energy that I'm picking up. So for those of you that work in the field of like whether you're a therapist, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a social service, whether you work with like in an addict clinic or something like that, something that has to do where you're constantly, like a family and children's aid, something like that, where you're constantly dealing with other people's problems, and it's taking a toll on you because you personalize the issues, whether it is because you yourself experienced that as a child or as a teenager, or you're afraid of what could happen to that individual, to that person, whatever it is. So those of you that is like the type of work that you do, whether it is that you care, like, you know, you work for the elderly, you're a nanny, you're this, you work in a daycare, whatever it is, it's almost like there's this like, you haven't learned how to compartmentalize, I guess. Compartmentalize? I'm going to just leave it there. When it comes to your work life and your personal life. Mind you, and I get this, especially like, like, as a nurse, like, there are certain times where like you go home and you're bringing work with you, and it's not intentionally, it's generally because you care, but there has to be a cutoff at some point where if you know that you did your best, or you know that you did what you were supposed to do, or whatever it was, like, you can't carry on other people's burden. Now, a lot of this burden that you feel that you're carrying on may be, again, because of things that within yourself you have suppressed, right? Within yourself you have not faced. So I'm going to throw this out there. Some of you need therapy. And I'm not calling you crazy. I'm not calling you anything. Some of you just need to vent. Some of you just need to say certain things that you don't feel comfortable like saying to a family member or to a friend. Somewhere where you can say something where it is confidential. There's nothing wrong with therapy. I've done therapy in the past. And to be honest with you, like, if the therapist I saw wasn't so far from me, because it's like a 45-minute drive, anywhere between like a 45-50-minute drive, I would go back to her in a heartbeat. And not because I'm having issues or anything like that. It's just sometimes I want to talk about certain things that I just want to let out, right? Without that fear of judgment, without that fear of anything. And especially like when I have really good things going on, like I really want to, for some reason, like it's like a therapist that I need. And I made a beautiful connection with one, but unfortunately, like I moved and it's just too far at this moment in time. But it's almost like, don't be embarrassed if therapy is what you need. There are a bunch of like online support groups where you can join like anonymously. There are support groups for many different things locally that you can go to anonymously. But you need an outlet, and you need to start planning. Something from your past seems too traumatic or seems too big for you to deal with on your own, and I get that, but just sitting there and not actually seeking the help is not doing anything for you. Now, if this is your job that you're bringing home with you, then you're going to have to find some practical, logical ways to deal or to handle the situation so that you're not bringing work home with you. So for instance, like with what I do, right? Like, I do readings, right? I do personalized readings. I do just conversations, like when people just want to talk. And I do like the questionings and stuff like that. I do energy transmutation. Like I do a lot of stuff when it comes to spirituality, but I have to have a cutoff, right? There has to be a thing that when I'm done, right, with a client, I know that I've given 100%. I know that I've done everything I could on my end, right? I know that, I gave 100% on the reading. I gave 100% on whatever it is that I'm doing. And that is that. Now, am I cold-hearted? Am I this? Am I that? No, that's not the case. The case is that everyone is always going through something. Whether you're aware of it or not, everyone has their own demons that they're facing. Everyone has their own challenges that they're facing. And you have to, at some point, realize that your main priority in this world is you. And yes, I mean that above your spouse, above your children, above your pets. And you're looking at me like I'm freaking crazy, and I'm not. Because if you don't take care of you, you're only going to be able to take care of others for so long before you crash. And usually that crash comes in, and it may seem Like you're in this, literally like in this hole that you can't get yourself out of. So let's go ahead and let's pull out 3 oracle cards for Libra. Why are you falling? Yeah, I'm talking to the cards because the cards, they know I don't like it when they fall. Está loca, I'm a little crazy. Just a little. So we have the Hermit here with the King of Swords in the reverse. And we have the High Priest. There is a sense here that you need to stop fighting whatever it is that you need to heal. We have the 4 of Cups here. That is what fell on the floor. That 4 of Cups. Not... Maybe you're not wanting to let go of something that happened in the past, something that was painful, something that was traumatic, because you identify with it. Maybe this was what led you to create and build the life that you have now, because you went through this trauma, because you went through this struggle, because you went through this, you persevere, you push forward. Beautiful. But you don't have to hold on to the pain of it, is what I'm trying to say. The experience is always going to be there. But it has to get to a point where you're able to, or maybe this is what you have to, this is why you're being asked to heal this, is because maybe you're meant to share your story with the world from a healing point, to give others that have had similar experiences or that are currently in that experience the hope for healing in their own life. Now, for those of you that this has to do strictly with your job, bringing it home, it's almost like you want, there are times where you feel like you want to give up because it's just becoming so much. You seriously, those of you that you're bringing home work, you need a therapist just to vent. You need it just to vent, to be honest with you. And to learn skills to kind of like not bring that home. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. Now this can be confirmation to the reading, advice, or something that you need to be made aware of that you're not seeing clearly. The Galactic Mushroom, number 24. This is the second time this comes up. And we have the Divine Matrix. So seeing how things work, seeing how it is that, and it's almost like, do you see the game that you're playing, and do you see the repetitive patterns? Do you recognize when you do certain things, what are the outcomes of it? Do you realize when you let go of something, when you heal something, what has been the outcome? And it's almost like a lot of you have been playing a lot. I know how to play checkers. I don't know how to play chess. 2 of my kids, my 2 oldest know how to play chess, but I don't. But it's almost like you've been playing checkers when all along the game has been chess, and you have to catch up to the notion, that we're playing chess here and not checkers. It's almost kind of like that. Like, wake up, come on. Like, you got this. You can do this. You can heal this. You can, leave work at work. You can do all of these things. You have to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. If you have not liked, share, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Guys, take care. Mwah! Love you. Bye-bye.